Show.
There's just one place to get our lowest payment on a new Acura Integra. $229 a month. It's the Season of Performance event at Acura of Pembroke Pines, #1 in the USA.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvietto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orviettosawards.com. Orvietto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
It's game day at Toyota of Hollywood. Our all-stars are here to give you our MVP experience. Join the fun and feast on discounts up to $4,500. Huddle up and score big on a 25 Corolla. Not $26,000, $17,988. It's a tailgate party you don't want to miss. So gobble up the savings at the #1 volume Toyota dealer. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Oh, Sam, not again.
Initiating Daddy's back.
Go!
Set the rhythm of your smart home with Slomin Shield Blink, the new integrated smart home platform that automates your life just the way you want it. Slomin Shield Blink. Be the maestro of your own home.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Murias Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Murias Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at murias.dental. Murias Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to muriasdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
Price, service, selection. Get all this and more at South Florida's #1 loved Subaru store. Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Save today with our 3 ways to save. 0% financing, 0 down payment, or make no payments for 90 days. From Subaru of Pembroke Pines.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649. Or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rheaume. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rheaume can help.
There's just one place to get our lowest payment on a new Acura ADX. $239 a month. It's the Season of Performance event at Acura of Pembroke Pines, #1 in the USA.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
Alrighty, good morning, boys and girls. Welcome aboard. Time to rock and roll on the show. And today we are here at 2655 South University Drive, Caneswear, baby. 24 hours before the big game. So come on out and join us. We'll be out here for a couple of hours. Check this out, man. I just got my new hat, by the way. Got the cotton bowl shirts you can get here at Canes. You can get them online, by the way. If you order over $99, you will get free shipping. Remember, you use our code BIG-O10. You will get 10% off. They've got the Cotton Bowl champs hats, and of course the college playoffs with the U logo on it. So come on out, check it out. Get your hats, get your shirts, and a jacket that is super cool. And here's the key to this jacket. Okay, check this out. You ever seen a jacket that could go up in value? I'll show you one. So this jacket here, obviously, sweet, right? And it's got all the championship years here. All five championships years here, right? And then you've got, of course, the ibis in the back. There you go. Now, what happens if they win? This becomes a collector's item. How about that? Ooh. Let's go this way. All right, there we go. So it becomes a collector's item. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So come on out. Caneswear, use our code BIG010. Save yourself a little money. As always, come on out. See Jeff and Jack, Ken Graff. Brett, of course, is out here. The man that puts it all together. So come on out and join us here at Caneswear and get some stuff for the game and for the championship because, we're not done after tomorrow. We're moving on to the final game. We get to do what the San Francisco 49ers have a shot to do. Well, the Super Bowl's it's in their stadium. So if they can, I don't think they will because they're so injured. If they were healthy, they'd be scary. But obviously the championship is there. Where's the national championship? Our backyard. So it'd be pretty cool to go up against Mendoza and the hometown kid comes back for a national championship game. I mean, what a story, dude. What a freaking story. I was thinking about this, and obviously we'll get to some Dolphins talk in a minute here, and I know we'll talk about Harbaugh and everything else. This is so exciting for Canes fans because I pray for the day that I can do this and talk about this for the Dolphins. But for the Canes fans, think about this, okay? We're in 2026 now, okay? So we're 25 years removed from the last championship, a quarter century. So anybody under 30 has never experienced a great Canes team. Under 30 hasn't ever experienced it. Somebody under 40 has experienced it once, and they were young, but one time, that's it. Because remember, before that, it was 91. So that's a whole world away. 91 is now, 35 years ago. So somebody that is 40 didn't really even experience 91 and 2001. Barely. They were 5 or 4, like how much are you really going to experience? You know what I'm saying? It's like, so think about that. And that's how cool this is because not everybody's my age, where you've seen all the championships from 83. I'm blessed to have experienced it all, but there are pockets and there are groups of fans right now that are super loyal, go to games, watch them all the time, watch it somewhere in the country, and they're super loyal wherever they are. They could be in Las Vegas. They could be in New York. We got Canes fans all over the place. And they're just as hardcore as the ones that go to a stadium. It's just, hey, man, they live somewhere else, and they've never really experienced this. So it's a really cool thing, and for me, obviously, for us older people, it brings back those kind of memories. And having Mario as kind of it's almost like Top Gun Maverick. With Mario, you get to, you see Ray on the sidelines, and then you see Mike Irvin on the sidelines, and you start seeing and so you start to kind of see the connection from the original Top Gun.
So we've got the Maverick version of it now going on, and we're hoping that, it happens here, because it'd be nice for a bunch of Canes fans to experience what some of us experienced many times over, and experienced an era that I'm pretty sure will never happen again. But it's just like a really, really cool moment for Canes fans, man, and for different generations of Canes fans too. Really, really cool, man. Really, really cool. So, anyway, let's see. What else do we have to talk about? Don't forget, folks, please smash the hell out of the like button. As always, we appreciate that. Hit the notification bell. That way you know when we go live, because sometimes, practically every morning, we're on at 10 a.m., but there are mornings where we start at 11, or we start at noon, or we start at 2 p.m. So sometimes it gets adjusted. With the notification bell, you know when we go live, or if there's some breaking news, we go live and we talk about it, like we did the other day with all the GMs, and we, had some news to give you. Yesterday, the Harbaugh stuff, I'm proud of one thing, and it's detrimental to our show. But I'm proud of it. I don't gaslight you people. And the laziest thing is what writers can do, and Dolphin podcasters, and the Dolphins should go after Harbaugh. No shit. Really? Really? Wow. Okay. Easy clickbait stuff and all that. They need him for the culture. And do I need to tell you why we need Harbaugh? Haven't you experienced it yourself? Really? And and I get it. The newspapers have got to do it, and they write their little silly articles, and the Dolphin podcasters, because all they can do is talk Dolphin, content. So the Dolphins should get him. The Dolphins must sign him. The Dolphins should give him the keys to the king. Whatever crazy headline, and then they come up with the obvious. We all know they need a guy like Harbaugh. But see, why should I gaslight you about something that is completely unrealistic? They have no shot at Harbaugh. One guy goes to me, well, a couple of people actually, well, Stephen Ross can offer him a lot of money. So can all the other owners. It doesn't go against the cap. So if you're going to give him $6 million a year, or $8 million a year, or $10 million a year, or $12 million a year, everyone else is going to give him the same damn salary. So you have nothing. And so I'm not going to gaslight you people out there and then raise your hopes, so then you get brought down. One guy goes, oh, you're a glass half full guy. And I go to him, well, when it comes to the Dolphins, maybe the glass is empty. But to be quite honest, I'm just brutally honest. Cats have a bunch of injuries from the get-go, and I told you, they'll fight through this. They just need to get in the playoffs. If they get healthy at the right time, they'll make a run. And I have faith in the Cats. I don't have faith in the Dolphins. Sorry. First thing Jeff asked me when I walked in, how do you feel about tomorrow? I go, I feel good about tomorrow. Feel good about tomorrow. Hell, didn't I take the Canes plus the points against Ohio State? Felt good about it. Sorry. If you ask me something about the Dolphins, I can't feel good about it. I told you it would be a bad season. I told you they would be 7-10. I'm sorry. Was it a bad season? Yeah. Were they 7-10? Yeah. Just being honest. And so let's see. Why would Harbaugh come to a dysfunctional team that has cap hell for the next 2 years and no quarterback? So why am I going to gaslight you people and start telling you, yeah, we need Harbaugh. You got to go get him. You got to do whatever you can. You can't do anything because you can't fix your cap issues. You have no quarterback, and you're not a sexy team. So sorry. Doesn't help. You're not good. You're a dysfunctional unit. He's already experienced it with what you did with your brother. And boy, deja vu. You check in with Harbaugh now while you still have a coach. Man, I tell you, some things are habitual. It's like a crack addict. We go and check on Harbaugh's when we have a coach in place. John and his representatives are like, hey, didn't these guys do the same thing to your brother? Didn't the old man come knocking on your door in the middle of the night when he had Tony Sperano? So this is funny, too. How dysfunctional is all of this? And I get it. It's something that you've got to kind of explore, right? Because I would want John Harbaugh here. But think again about all of these layers, okay? John Harbaugh takes the job, and they're going to ask him, hey, Stephen Ross approached your brother with the same kind of deal. He had a coach in place, had to fire him in order to hire you. And if Jim would have taken the job, he would have fired Sperano. Now he fired, and it's like, can you talk about this? Because they fired McDaniel to hire you. Anybody think about these things? No, I know the columnist that wrote, you got to sign Harbaugh, didn't put that in there. Nah, I didn't put that in there. Did the beat writer, did he put it, did the podcaster do it? Nah, they're not gonna be brutally honest about everything. I mean, listen, if you want to lie to yourselves, you go ahead and lie to yourselves, but I'm not going to lie to myself. Okay? The Dolphins have made their bed, and now they've got to lie in it. They're one of the most dysfunctional teams in the NFL. They're not a sexy destination. They've got a boatload of problems, cap-wise, no quarterback, and dysfunction. Why would John Harbaugh come here? It makes absolutely zero sense. He'd rather go to the Giants where they have Jackson Dart. They got a quarterback. They got some defensive players. He'd rather go to Tennessee where they've got Cam already there at that point. He's got places to go. I bet you even the Raiders now with Tom Brady there, and they have the number one pick. If he likes Mendoza, then he's got a quarterback. Boom. There you go. I mean, I would imagine that Tennessee and the Giants are going to get Harbaugh Stefanski. And what I mean by that is, let's say Harbaugh takes the Giants job, which there's a lot of rumbling going on that would be the lead dog. Then I would imagine that Tennessee gets Stefanski. But this whole silliness, I mean, I love the Dolphins, dude. I want John Harbaugh here. Of course I would love John Harbaugh here. But let's be honest. Let's take a step back. Let's overlook everything. Let's look at the franchise. Let's look at the scenario again. Anybody brought that up about the whole Harbaugh, and how that would play in the press conference? I doubt they've, it's like, sometimes you got to play chess, not checkers. And that's what we do on the show. We play chess. We don't play checkers. Checkers is super simple. Let's do the lazy article. Let's do the lazy post of you got to sign Harbaugh. No shit. Really? Wow. Enlighten me. No, let me enlighten you on the real facts. That's what we just did. Okay? I'd love it, but we're not in that position. And it's because we have put ourselves in that position because Stephen Ross has done that to his own team. Okay? And John Harbaugh knows that this is the same guy that's costing his team a first and a third rounder. So, it is what. By the way, the first already went. Is the third this year? So they would have had 4 threes. Was it last year? Are you sure? Oh, it was. Okay, so it was 2 years. Okay, thank God. Although it would have been cool if we were supposed to have 4 third rounders. Okay. All right, what do you got?
A couple minutes ago,
yes.
Your boy Barry Jackson
put
out a tweet. The Dolphins have not reached out to or engaged with John Harbaugh in any way according to 3 people with direct knowledge.
So Josina Anderson is wrong again?
He says, I can't predict the future, but that's where we stand at this time. And that's from Barry Jackson about 7 minutes ago.
Well, I think I'm giving you my answer, right? Josina Anderson is wrong again? Wow. The Dolphins are looking to get off of Tua. No, they're not. No, they're not. You're wrong, Josina. If you have been with us for a while, it's not the first time we've done this with Josina. I trust Barry. By the way, again, why would you check in with Harbaugh? You've done this Harbaugh check-in thing with a coach in place already, bro. I would imagine. See, I get people locally don't think about these kind of things. Maybe in the building they thought about it because I thought about it. Like, how odd is this? We're going to go call the guy now. We already made our decision. We're going to try to do the human Jenga thing with San Fran. And then people are like, well, they went and they put in a request with Chad Alexander from the Chargers because he worked with John. That's a way to lure John. No, dude, John's going to lure him. What are you talking about, dude? He's taking the interview so he can get the experience of going through the interview like every other candidate does. Because you just never know. So you have to go through it. We got to live in reality, ladies and gentlemen. Please, let's go. Let's live in reality. Okay? I'm not going to gaslight you people. I will not. I will not do it for the sake of views and clicks. I'd rather have the hate. I'd rather have the people that rather not watch because they can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth. I'd rather have that. I feel better about myself, in the end, even if I piss some people off in the process. But, we just can't be thinking silliness about signing Harbaugh where we're at right now. I hate, and then look at the track record, 16 years of Stephen Ross, not one elite GM, not one elite head coach ever signed, ever. 16 years. So all of a sudden now and think about this. So you've owned the team for 16 years. You've never recruited an elite head coach, an elite GM. Now, 16 years in of embarrassments and mistakes, okay? Like national embarrassments, all right? Going after Harbaugh in the middle of the night, that's a national embarrassment. Getting stripped of a first and a third because you got busted with the whole Sean Payton and Tom Brady thing, that's an embarrassment. And then we could talk about a whole bunch of other local things. But the man, Bully Gate, all these embarrassing things happened under his watch. And so all of a sudden we think that, no, man, we're stuck with dumb luck. That's that, and we won't know until it happens. Unfortunately, By the way, I see you got all your cooling there. Tommy does an amazing job with all your cooling, same-day service and installs. Started with his dad and the family. They've been doing it for 52 years. Actually, this is now year 53. Okay, that's amazing. Over 350,000 customers. Go to allyearcooling.com. They service from Homestead to Vero Beach, and we've added new offices in Naples. And I know we've got a lot of listeners over on the West Coast. It is Florida's #1 AC and plumbing service. Extended warranties, financing available, free repair estimates, 7 days a week service. Call them 888-204-5554. Anywhere here from Homestead to Vero Beach and in Naples, and tell them that Big O sent you. They'll take care of you all year, cooling and plumbing. By the way, please smash the hell out of the like button. It is very important. Get the algorithms going. Get us over 100, or we got over 200 people watching. Get us over 100. Por favor. All right. Where are we at with Bitcoin, by the way? 91,454. Okay. Remember, I told you 2 days ago, I think I said it on Monday, the volume has to pick up. in order for us to continue this push. And the volume still has not exploded yet. So that's why we're kind of floundering around here. We're floundering at a higher number, but we still could retest those higher 80s if the volume doesn't pick up. And I was wondering already if the whole tanker thing was going to affect anything today. You saw that? Oh, yeah. The U.S. went and took a tanker that was like trying to break it broke the whole thing over there in Venezuela, and it's tied with Russia. So I was wondering if it was going to affect the markets. And so far, it has not, actually, because the market is up 484 points. So I guess if we control the oil, it pumps the markets. I don't know. But anyway, so it is what it is. But Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. You can send in your questions, comments, insults, all kinds of good stuff. And we always appreciate that immensely. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I see True Fin Fan. Thank you for the love in the super chat. He says there's zero chance for Harbaugh. Of course. It's just, I would love Harbaugh here, dude. Here, let me give you point number 2 on why no Harbaugh. Okay. So all of a sudden in the organization, Tom Garfinkel and Brandon Shore have a lot of power. They are making football decisions. You think they're only involved in just a general manager? Please. You know, if they're doing this, they want to be involved in a little bit in free agency. Maybe they've got an opinion about a draft pick. All of a sudden, Danny Silman, fresh from his fantasy football league. He's kind of involved there as the son-in-law. And I get it. The old geezer's 85. Somebody's got to start stepping in and take over the boobs role. And I understand all of that. But you've got people there that if you bring in Harbaugh, everybody gets neutered. Remember, and I told you this before. Didn't I mention this about a week ago, right? Have they mentioned they're looking for a football czar? That's what we need, right? Am I wrong here? Am I even close to wrong here? There's nobody in that building you can trust. There's a reason why they've been a joke for decades, and especially the 16 years under Ross. No, we're looking for a scout. As the arm of the league, Tom Pelissero said. How do you get that adjective from that building like that? We just need a guy that's going to find us the players, you know. The rest of the organization is tight. We're great. No, you're not. And there's talk about remaking the personnel department. Who's remaking it? Garfinkel and Shore. And Silman. He's got a couple of buddies that really were tough opponents in the fantasy league. And there's a couple of guys that he really trusts, that they make some good trades in the fantasy league. So Danny Silman's going to bring him into the building also. So, they'll create. Who's creating the new personnel department? It's just like a joke, bro. So the guys that can't shoot straight are going to create a new personnel department. How do you know personnel? So until you tell me I need to bring in a football czar, as I told you, Mickey Harrison did it right. Let me go get Pat Riley, and I get out of the way. Notice, now that Mickey and Nick are more involved, where are the Heat now? Huh? Notice something? Anyway, I digress. Wayne Huizenga, bless him. Bless his soul. He had it right. Let me go get Jimmy Johnson. Let me go get Nick Saban. Let me go get Bill Parcells. It didn't work. But he goes, dude, I deal in garbage and in videos. Let me go get a football guy and he'll run it. And let me go get Dave Dombrowski and he'll run the baseball. I don't know baseball. I don't know football. I know garbage. Oh, that's why he bought the Dolphins. Oh, that's right. Oh, God. You got to love that, right? Anyway, so you do things the right way. Okay, buying a hockey team. Okay, well, I'm going to get Bill Torre and whatever. I always forget. Bobby Clark. You guys are going to run the team. They got to the Stanley Cup. It wasn't Wayne running it. That's what smart people do. Smart billionaires. Stupid billionaires fall in love with Ndamukong Suh and want to sign him. Stupid billionaires, they tell you that they think Joe Philbin, hoping he's the next Don Shula. Stupid billionaires really like Joe Philbin and extend him. Stupid billionaires fall in love with Mike McDaniel. Instead of having a football czar that says, Mr. Ross, we're keeping this guy, we're firing this guy, and that's it. And you inform the owner. But the owner has to have the discipline of understanding that this is not his place. And to Wayne Huizinga's credit, the man understood his place. He was a great businessman. He dominated, but he knew he wasn't a football guy. He knew he wasn't a baseball guy, and he knew he wasn't a hockey guy. And he went and got his czar. And then you look at the guy that owns the Dolphins now and refuses to get that person. And instead, you got a bunch of other people in the business area that are involved in personnel. And so now you want John Harbaugh to walk into this mess. And you want also John Harbaugh to say, deja vu. Damn, this team loves to go after a Harbaugh with a coach in place. So not only does Harbaugh have to take over a team with a bad cap, no quarterback, dysfunction, he also has to take over a team that has to fire its coach in order to hire him. Like, how much more things do you want to pile on top of John Harbaugh to take this job? It's the dumbest thing in the world to even discuss it. It's the dumbest thing in the world to think that will ever happen. And it's the dumbest thing in the world to ever think that the Miami Dolphins have put themselves in a position to be respected enough by John Harbaugh. That's reality. Sorry. I'm sorry if I woke you up from your dream. I'm shaking you. Wake up. You got to go to school. You got to go to work. Reality's a bitch, isn't it? Jeremy Dorsett, thank you for the love on the super chat. The next GM could keep Tua, but we all know Tua will be gone and they will be worse than 7-10 next season. I say tank for the next 2 years. They won't have to tank. They're dysfunctional enough that it'll happen anyway. And Tua is gone. They've made their bed. They're gonna part ways, and they should. They should part ways with Tua. It's time. Frankie Fresco is back, and he put, let's go Canes, baby. Yeah, I know. At the moment, I know he's got a little old lady from Hialeah doing some Santeria. I know what he's doing. I know what he's doing. I know what a Gator is doing. He's trying to say go Canes. Yeah, we got you. But see, Frankie, all your Gator hate the entire season has got you what? 2 games from our next national title, baby. So there you go, Frankie. Ha. Jeremy Dorsett said, Big O, let's not forget Jeff Ireland trading away Brandon Marshall for 2 third-round picks and not having a real plan in play. I mean, Jeremy, it's endless, the mistakes. I haven't recovered from Robin Senline for Anthony Carter. I mean, I've been around for a long time. I haven't recovered from a lot of things. I still wake up in the middle of the night in a deep sweat because Thurman Thomas has 300 yards on me. You know what I'm saying? Uwe von Schaman did things to me that no one else can do. I mean, these are the things that I live with. I'm a Dolphins fan. You know, it's just watching Sammy Smith fumble twice into the end zone against Tennessee. No, was it Tennessee? No, it wasn't Tennessee. It was Houston. I'm sorry. The Oilers. You know, so I'm a damaged person because I'm a Dolphins fan. Anyway, Jeremy, another one. Thank you, Jeremy. Appreciate the generosity. Thank you. Trading Mike Wallace for Jay Ajayi and then trading Ajayi to the Super Bowl and he gets a ring and the Dolphins get nothing because Ross is a dummy. Ross is a dummy. What can I tell you? Thank you, Jeremy, very much. Lenny, thank you, sir. He says, so depressing staying with this McDaniel usually every season. I'm excited for the next season. I'm disgusted. Yeah, it's really hard for a Dolphin fan to get up for the season next year. The next couple of seasons, because you have all the cap issues. And then if you have McDaniel, you're just setting it back, you know. There's a segment there that Sean put up, and I discussed how I would have treated this offseason and who I would get and what kind of a bridge, and where I actually think you can handle the next 2 years in a very positive fashion. And I explain it all. You should check that segment out, which makes a hell of a lot more sense than what these idiots are doing now. But it is what it is. We're stuck with them. You know, hey, at least the Canes fixed it. They figured it out. The administration spent. They went and they finally got their guy that is going to be here. That's the other thing that I think that goes unsaid for the Canes. They got a lifer. They've never had a lifer. Everybody has used the Canes as a stepping stone to go somewhere else. Every single time. No Canes coach has come here and you know, hey, they're going to be a lifer. Mark Richt, bless him, if health-wise and everything was right and he was younger, maybe you would have gotten a much more longer run with him, but it wasn't the right time at that point in his life and everything else. Now with Mario, you got it at the right time in the right place. You got the guy that wants to retire as a Canes coach. You got the guy that's going to work tirelessly as a Canes coach till his final day that he wants to hang it up. We've never had that here. We've never, ever had that here. You got the guy that even if he wins, he's not going to try to leverage your ass to go somewhere else and say, well, you know, this team's offering me. If you don't, you know, I'll give you a great example. And one thing that I could never forgive Chris Bosh for. Chris Bosh was in Toronto. You don't know if you're ever going to win a title. And Dwayne Wade wants to put together, you know, a band of boys to win it all. And the Heat, he did two things that pissed me off. One, he forced Pat Riley, instead of just signing straight up as a free agent, he wanted his bird right. So he forced Pat Riley to give first rounders to trade for him and LeBron so they could get their money. And then when the run was over and he was leaving to Houston, Miami then wanted him back, and he forced Miami to give him a max deal, which was $20 million more than what Houston was offering. This is after they sacrificed the picks, you won the titles, all of that. They endured your blood clots and everything else. I mean, like, give me a break, dude. You know what I'm saying? So I just, this is not a good situation down here. And to see what's happened with the U now, after the last 20 years, they got their guy. They got a guy that could be a lifer. And we know that the only thing Mario had to fix was game day. Everything else he does exceptional. But game day was the problem. Up until this year and everything. You know, beating Ohio State and Texas A&M justified why everybody was pissed why you lost to Louisville and SMU. Like, you had no business. You see who you are? How are you losing to them? You know what I mean? But he has grown, man. He has grown. And since those losses, credit to him. That's a huge thing for the Canes. They got themselves a lifer. They've never, ever had that. Never ever had that. You're not going to have a guy that's going to hold you ransom. You're not going to have a guy that's using you as a stepping stone. None of the stuff that we've experienced in the past with players like I talked about or with other coaches. That's not going to happen. So that's really, really, really cool. A lot of good things, man. A lot of good things. Johnny, thank you, sir, for the love on the super chat. Says McDaniel should be running a smoke shop. Yeah, that actually would be perfect for McDaniel. He can talk stoner talk all day long. Johnny, again, Ross is Droopy the Hound and hires the same. I like that. Oh, woe is me. A wowsy, wowsy, woo, woo. Let's go with Frankie Fresco. Back again. If and when the U.S. dollar falls, what will happen to cryptocurrency invading Venezuela is only going to buy us some time before the dollar crashes. Well, the dollar's already on its way to crashing because we keep printing. The Feds just printed like $70 billion. They just injected into the banking system. So the dollar is going, it's lost 10% of its value this year. It's been president after president after president. Doesn't matter what side it is. They've all overprinted. And that's why we're at, what, $38.5 trillion in debt. And we'll be at 40 trillion by next year. By August next year, we'll be at 40 trillion. Trump has printed 2.5 trillion this year in less than a year. So yeah, it's going to happen anyways. It'll explode Bitcoin. Assets will fly. Okay, that's what's going to happen when as the dollar crashes. Assets will fly. Bitcoin will fly. Ethereum is going to fly. Gold, silver, and certain stocks also will fly. Okay, that's the inevitable because people will hide their money in places where the value is going to go up instead of keeping it in the bank where the dollar and the value goes down because we buy less and less every day with the dollar. So yeah. So Frankie, that's the inevitable. And that's the reason why it's not financial advice. I have preached Bitcoin forever. And it started 8 digits behind a penny. We're at, 90,000, 91,000, whatever. And we're going to go to kingdom come. So, it is what it is. It's just, what can I tell you? What you can't be is political. Don't take a side. Be objective, because neither side is helping you. Both sides are bearing you. The faster you're aware of that, the faster you will adjust. But it is what it is, The horn dog is in the house. He says, I think Stephen Ross's ego is our downfall. We were already free falling when he bought us. Now we're chasing payments. We are now set back another 10 years as a franchise. I don't know about 10 years, but it's hard to feel hopeful when that guy owns the team and he doesn't know what he's doing. And he constantly, like right now, look at that. After all these years, he's still playing the human Jenga. It's just, and they're stupid. So Harbaugh gets fired. So they want to put the guy that was with Harbaugh because they think that that's going to lure Harbaugh or something. And the best part is people in the media or whatever, they also fall for that silliness. Like that's really going to lure him. Give me a break. Oh, the Dolphins are like Bitcoin to Ross. He bought low and look where it's now. Yeah, that's true. That is true. He is the 16th most what's it called? Fiscally powerful franchise in the world. 16th. And that's NFL revenue. That's not F1 revenue on top of that NFL revenue. That's not hospital revenue on top of that. That's not tennis tournament revenue. That's not Jazz in the Gardens and Rolling Loud and all those other concerts and the training camp and everything else that they do there. That's on top of all of that. Okay. Well, actually, no. You know what? Training camp should be included in there. It's probably that's NFL revenue. That's NFL. But the other stuff isn't. So they are definitely Bitcoin. Nobody has ever turned the property into that kind of a moneymaker in sports. I doubt there's any other property in the United States of America that has that much business on the property. I think it's impossible. I don't think anybody's close. Genius. Let's see. There was a report that came out that him and Lamar Jackson was having some problems. Yeah, well, he didn't like Mungan, the offensive coordinator, and so that was part of it. So they wanted to change the staff, including Munkin, and he was like, "No, I'm not firing my offensive coordinator." I'm on the other side of all of this. I say, bless you, John Harbaugh, that you were gung-ho and you went with this offense for that many years, and bless you, you got out now. And these idiots are going to stay with Lamar, and you're going to stay with a running quarterback that is now getting old, and that does not age well. It's like what I told Ira yesterday on Bam. He's like, no, you got to keep Bam foundational piece, this and that. I'm like, no, dude. He's in his 9th year. This is an old man now. He's coming up. These are the old years coming up. You want to trade Bam now. See, a problem with the Heat too, bro. They lose the value of all their players. They had a time to trade Tyler. They held on. Now he's got no value. They had a time to trade Jimmy Butler. They held on. No value. Now you're going to hold on to Bam, and by the time you want to unload him, too late, no value. It's just horrible vision. Horrible vision. So, to me, the Ravens have horrible vision. They're going in the wrong direction with a running quarterback that doesn't age well, and they just let go of the best coach that they've ever had in the history of their organization. Yeah, I think that was a mistake, but we shall see. We shall see what we shall see. Johnny, back in. Thank you, sir, for the generosity. Appreciate you on the super chat. So let me get this straight. Chris Shula is a joke of an option for the Dolphins, but great hire for Ravens. And Jason Taylor talk is nonsense, but I guarantee he's a stud head coach in a couple of years. Well, right now, he can't be a stud head coach because he cannot build a staff. So, and he's a defensive line coach in college. He has to become a defensive coordinator and then, bounce around, go to the NFL, do the same thing, become a position coach and kind of do all that. He's a long ways away. And Chris Shula is think about this. They kept Harbaugh's staff. They're all under contract. So if they hire a Chris Shula, they're going to help him build his own staff because he can't really build a staff. He's only been with one guy his whole career, and he's not going to end up taking a whole bunch of Sean McVay's assistants. So you really don't know what Chris is going to be. Plus, he inherited there with the Rams right now one nasty defense, one super talented defense. Yeah, for the Dolphins, it's a horrible hire because you have no foundation, and he's a young coach. So you need a czar. That's the part that, like Johnny, you don't listen to the show. You just jump to some conclusion, and you don't really understand. Chris Shula comes into here, there's no foundation. At least in Baltimore, you have great ownership. You have a front office that's already in place and been working for many, many years. And, whether, Ozzie is probably still just like a consultant, but it's still his people that are in place, and they kept a staff at the moment. So it's a different place than Miami. Miami doesn't have any of that stuff. I get it, man. You're fans, and you get excited about it, and you want what's best, and you want to win. But we got to be realistic about it. That's all. By the way, Welton Rheaume, let me tell you a little bit about Welton Rheaume, 954-966-4646. The amazing Jeff Welt and Daniel Rheaume, bankruptcy, homeowner property damage, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury. They're in Hollywood. They've been at this for a long time. They've got a AAA plus rating from the Better Business Bureau, baby. They know how to get it done. They know how to get it done. And by the way, best part about Jeff and Dan, they're personable. They're the guys that are going to handle your case. They're going to listen to you. The consultation's free. Explain what is going on, what happened to you, because any of these things can happen to any of us. And then they'll tell you if you got a case. And then they're ready to take it on. And by the way, we've had listeners from all over Florida reach out to Welton Rheaume. They have their own adjusters. So if you have any damage to your home or condo, and you know the first thing you do is call the insurance company, well, that's the wrong thing to do. You call Welton Rheaume. They send their adjusters, and then they call the insurance company on your behalf. It's a beautiful thing. You never have to deal with the insurance company. Your lawyers are going to take care of it. And by the way, they get the insurance company's attention a lot faster than you ever will. 954-966-4646. All right. Think Blue Dodgers checking in from L.A. What's happening? Thank you, sir. As always, appreciate you. Thank you. Let's see. Ocala Joe, thank you, sir, for the love on Cash App. He says, the Finns are just a great investment for Ross. They are. And he is going to leave his family. He's going to leave his family a hell of an investment. Yep. I left my family a hell of an investment. It's very important. So it's good to know that he's going to leave his family a hell of an investment. Johnny M, another super chat. Thank you, sir. Very nice of you. He says, that's fair points. I played for UM recently, just saying JT will be doing it for somebody else, and it's going to be missed opportunity. Mario and JT should be running Miami for the next 10 to 20 years. Well, Mario runs it now. JT just has to, dude, you cannot hurry it up. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let the pig marinate. You got to let the turkey marinate. You know what I'm saying? You got to give it some time to properly become what it's going to become. Jason Taylor is doing a fantastic job, but he's still young. And he's got plenty of time, but he's got to grow into a defensive coordinator and all those kind of things. And sometimes you got to bounce around a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I hope he doesn't. I hope he stays here. But you know, let's not hurry the process up. You know, that's what happens to some of these people. We hurry it up, and then we put them in a position where they're not ready yet because they haven't been seasoned, and then they fail. And then that kind of sucks because then it falls on them. It looks bad on them, but it really falls on other people. They just never look at it that way, you know, and that's the sad part. So I would tell you with Jason Taylor, be patient, man. He's on a terrific path, but it takes some time. Mario didn't become the head coach it took a while, you know, FIU, Alabama, then he went to Oregon. Now he's here. And you know, so there were experiences along the way. You got to kind of give people some time to mature. And look at Mario. Even it really kind of took him this year to kind of maybe shed that conservative thing that he's had with him that's kind of held him back a little bit, you know. So let's marinate the situation a little bit more. So that way Jason Taylor is primed for success. You know what I'm saying? Instead of set up for failure, you know, and it might not even be his fault. It's just experience is priceless. And in those kind of positions, experience is priceless. It really is. But thank you, Johnny. Appreciate it. He says, not just fanboy bias. He has it. Swear. No, I know Jason Taylor very well. Okay. Known Jason Taylor for years. I know he has it. You know what I'm saying? I know he has the work ethic and the drive and all that. And I know who Jason Taylor is very well. But I want what's best for Jason Taylor. And what's best for Jason Taylor is to continue to get experience and not hurry the process up. That's what I would say. That's just me. Let's see. Skylar says, check Diana Rossini's tweet about the GM Canaries this morning. I don't know what that means. Is that well, Josina's the one that misreported the whole thing about Miami reaching out. Because apparently Miami has not reached out to Harbaugh, which makes a lot of sense at this point where they're at. You know what I mean? As much as I would love Harbaugh, but they've kind of made their bed, you know? So Rojas says, told you a month ago that we were going to make the playoffs and win the chip. You were a non-believer on both counts. Yeah, no, definitely not. I didn't have them this early winning no chip. I'm telling you that I am afraid of Trinidad and Lacey, and Indiana right now is better than us. But I thought you said they were going to win it. I told you a month ago that we were going to make the playoffs and win the chip. Okay, but now I'm telling you that I'm afraid of Trinidad, Lacey, and Indiana right now. He's like doing an Omar Kelly. Oscar Rojas. This is a classic Omar Kelly. Classic Omar Kelly. I told you a month ago that we're going to make the playoffs and win the chip, and you were a non-believer, which is true. And both counts now, I'm telling you that I'm afraid of Trinidad, Lacey, and Indiana right now. So if they don't win, he's going to tell me, I told you I was afraid of them. But if they win, he's going to say, I told you that they were going to win. I think this is Omar Kelly, not Oscar Rojas. Because I mean, that's an okay move.
It's not Omar, it's Oscar.
Yeah. Oscar Kelly.
Oscar Kelly.
Oscar Kelly. It's an okay move, an Omar Kelly move.
Can't be wrong.
Right. You can't be wrong when you're playing both sides.
And I think this is the one Skylar Tipton was talking about. She put out about 40 minutes ago now. The Dolphins have met with several GM candidates, and while conversations about a Miami future that includes Mike McDaniel are taking place, I'm told decision makers have been pushing in interviews to hear candidates' thoughts on a new head coach as well.
Okay. There you go. They have to do that. They have to do that. They have to do that in order to placate them as GMs. And then the San Francisco guys will go, well, no, I can work with Mike, and I know Mike well, but I mean, there are other guys out there, but and so they'll have positive things, and well, hey, he's willing to work with Mike, and so they're going to do whatever to justify this move, and that's why they have 3 guys from San Francisco. That's all, and I'll keep going. Josh Williams. That'll be the name that I am going to stick with and say that's my prediction. Could be 100% wrong. You never know. I am definitely an imperfect person. There's no doubt about that. All right? No doubt about that. In a big time way. By the way, our friends at Subaru of Pembroke Pines, a proud sponsor of our program. And, of course, you can trust the unbeatable savings at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. And right now, you can get a $250 Amazon gift card with any new car purchase, plus up to a $2,000 trade-in bonus. Offers cannot be combined. You can also enjoy 90 days with no payments and the first 2 oil and filter changes included with every new Subaru with approved credit, obviously. Check out dealer for details, of course. Drive home with a Crosstrek. Fantastic vehicle. They got a large selection right now, just $199 a month, or you can step into the Outback. Awesome vehicle, $297 a month with 0% financing. And if you're looking to go greener, the Forester hybrid models are in stock. And remember, the Big O special, you will get $500 off when you mention our name at 16100 Pines Boulevard, and tell them that Big O sent you there. It is Subaru of Pembroke Pines. And go see my guy, Eric Stampone. Good dude. Good dude. By the way, that movie Begonia that he talked about, that was an effed up movie, bro. That was an effed up movie, bro. Anyway, Big O new water. Yes. Yeah, I have changed. I'm doing the Saratoga now. I've switched to glass. So no more plastique. So there you go. So yes. And so there you go. And they have good ratings. Their water. So I have switched. You noticed, huh? I've been you haven't seen a Fiji bottle for, I don't know, about a week, I guess. Something like that. Hasn't been long, but yeah. In fact, I bought like 40 of those yesterday. They had a buy one, get one free. So my blue collar, hardworking ass has got to take advantage of those kind of things. So we ended up buying a ton. Manny Navaro says he made it to his hotel already. All right. So we'll get Manny Navaro very soon. Have a little fun. All right. There you go. All right. True Fin Fan says, told you Wednesday fire McD, but I knew they wouldn't. LOL. Thank you, True Fin Fan. It's ridiculous that they didn't fire him. Let me see. Yeah, I sent him one. Yeah. True Fin Fan says, I'm on record here for saying Mario 2025. Well, there you go. There you go. It's a beautiful thing. It's we hopefully everything will work out, but Mario's doing a fantastic job. What else? Let me check a couple of so many texts. I'm so sorry I can't get to all of them. What else do we have here? Let me see if I can go. Vivinetti says, Big O, I get it, but that's why you do whatever you have to do to get Harbaugh. That's what you need to fix this mess. Never going to win anything without a real coach. I agree, but you are not in a good situation right now. You're dysfunctional. You've got cap hell for 2 years, and you've got no quarterback. So it's just not a good situation for he's 63 years old. It's not like he's 50. He's not a young man anymore. So if he wants to go somewhere, he wants to go somewhere where he can turn it around like right away. That this year and the next year within, that's not Miami. It's just not Miami. Let's be honest, because you don't even have a quarterback, so you have no idea where you're going. And your team needs a lot of things. So it's just, I get it. I want him to, but it's just not realistic. And there are just too many layers to why it's not realistic. Big O, why can't we let one person do their job? This reminds me of the Joe Philbin, Donna Ponte years. Yeah, that's it. Tyon, that's exactly the problem here. They, instead of going to get a football czar and get that, and everybody get out of his way, and then that person decides everybody's fate outside of Stephen Ross. Seriously. Except Tom Garfinkel, because he handles the business side, which has nothing to do with football. That's fine. Just make sure he stays out of football. Okay? Tom's a great dude. He's a really cool guy. He's done a marvelous job on the business side. He's not a football guy, and I don't need him in there, and I don't need Brandon Shore in there, and I don't need any of these people in there. I'm sorry. And that's the problem. Tim says, I'm more worried about Atlanta landing him than the Giants. To be honest, the Falcons already have a significant piece in place and need a GM. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter to me where Harbaugh goes. I don't really care if he goes to the Giants or he goes to Atlanta or he goes to Tennessee or whatever, but he's going to go to a place that's better than what we have here, unfortunately. I'd love to, lie to you guys and tell you we've got a legit chance, but we're so up against it that it just makes no sense at this point in time for him. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, or Solana donation. Let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar. And the amazing Alan Blanco, 786-618-1443, custom printing and embroidery. Last night, the Panthers unfortunately lost to Toronto 4-1. Brad Marchand also got banged up. Don't know how serious the injury is. Bob had 19 saves. Thursday, they continue their road trip. They're in Montreal, 7 o'clock. The T-Wolves, they spanked the Miami Heat last night, 122-94. Powell did have 21 points. Hero made his way back after missing a ton of games, 7 of 15, shooting 1 of 4 from three-point range. He had 17 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists. Thursday, they're on the road to take on Chicago at 8 o'clock. Fort Lauderdale United is off till January 31st. They will take on Lexington SC at 7:30 right here, right across the street from us here at Beyond Bankcard Field. You can get your tickets at FTLUTD.com. See you there. The Baltimore Ravens have fired John Harbaugh, and no reports yet that the Dolphins have placed a call into John Harbaugh. Barry Jackson reports 3 sources from the building tell him that they have not reached out to John Harbaugh, and that actually makes sense. The Miami Hurricanes are a 3.5-point favorite for tomorrow's game in the semifinal action in the college football playoffs. Ole Miss is plus 145 on the money line. Canes are minus 175. The over and under is 51.5. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. By the way, Alabama QB Ty Simpson has declared for the draft. Bad news for the Miami Dolphins, draft-wise. Bad news, folks. I was hoping Simpson would hold out for next year. Come back, play another year. He is leaving, dude. And as we told you, the draft and the setup of the draft, after, all you silly fools were talking about trading with the Giants, the Raiders are 1, the Jets are 2, and Arizona's 3. Hey, Sean, do they need quarterbacks? Oh. So Mendoza, Simpson, and Moore. I'm actually more of a Simpson guy than Moore. I'd rather take the Alabama kid over the Oregon kid. I've talked about this in the past. So, but whatever. Either way, Miami will have no shot. And one of the quarterbacks for next year that, is going to be a decent class, that would have helped out there. Just saying. Because as you know, our team always wins too many games to be in the top 5. Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. Telling you, dude. You always wish it could get better, and somehow it doesn't get better. Is that insane or what? It's unacceptable, actually. Let's see. Oh, Johnny, thank you, sir, again for the love on the super chat. He says, do they actually believe in McVape? Or is he just around to get paid and pull the real 2019 tank that Flores wouldn't? That actually makes sense. No, dude. No, because these idiots believe in him. When you fire the general manager, you're basically saying, no, we're going to give him, the report is they want to give him a chance with a new GM and a new quarterback. And that tells me you believe in him. Like, you watch him every week and you believe in him? This is why I love Ian Rappaport, but when he put out in his report yesterday that, Oh, they haven't given him everything to succeed. And it's like, that's bullshit, dude. He has underachieved every single season. Every single season, he should have won more games. And he fails every single season. And again, nothing against Ian, but I could tell he doesn't really watch the games, or there's somebody there, him or Pelissero, somebody has some kind of relationship with the coach. And also, I'll be honest too, because I had him on every week also, these kind of insiders really never have any strong opinions on anything because they can't. They work for the league, and then they're also getting information on people, and they can't give any kind of real negative opinions on anything. But let's be honest, dude. I mean, you know, like you say, Johnny, they believe in this idiot, and they watch him every week like we do, and somehow they believe in him. And then when I hear somebody like Ian say, "Oh, well, he hasn't been provided everything he needs to really succeed," and I'm not saying that he was given a Super Bowl team, but I am saying he's given a team to win more games. Even this year, he should have won a few more games. Last year was like 3 to 5 games I counted that he should have won. If you would have had a better coach, you would have won. But you didn't. And so I don't get anything that these people do. I can't explain anything that Stephen Ross does. To me, he's useless. So, and Gio says Tua's contract really set us back. Gio, I'm sorry. Where were you going? I must have missed that. Where were you going 4 years ago, or 6 years ago, or 8 years ago, or 10 years ago, or 12 years ago, or 15 years ago, or 20 years ago, or 25 years ago? I'm sorry, Gio. I must have missed it. I must have missed something brewing for the Miami Dolphins that said that, and if you didn't screw up with Tua, do you think you wouldn't have screwed up with other contracts? I must have missed this because I'm not exactly sure what team, Gio, you're rooting for. I'm sorry, set what back? The Dolphins are a setback. They're a setback in my life, dude. Setback. Where were they going? I'm sorry, this is the team that had Cleo Lemon at quarterback. This is the team that extended Joe Philbin. This is the team that tells you that Larry Shannon will be just as good as Randy Moss. This is the team that chose Culpepper over Drew Brees. This is the team that chose John Avery over Drew Brees. I'm not set what back, Gio? Love you, Gio, but I just want you to marinate the word of the day. I want you to marinate on that statement and think about how stupid it is. The Panthers made a bad contract. That could be a setback. They got a championship caliber team, and if they make a bad mistake in a contract and they got a chunk of money that is taking up space, and you can't replace it with a productive player because that star is taking up that's a setback. That's a setback. But I just love that you think because you screwed up the Tua contract, you wouldn't have screwed up other contracts because you are a screw up. Set what back? The Tua contract sets nothing back. That's funny, dude. That is freaking hilarious. Okay? Like, think about that statement. Think about how stupid that statement is. Set it back. Yes, sir. Oh, he's ready to go? All right. All right. Let's do it. Let's switch gears. Let's talk a little Canes, a little Ole Miss with Manny Navaro and our bigcheesemiami.com NIL and recruiting report.
We step into the world of big dreams, big moves, and big money. It's the Big Cheese Miami Recruiting and NIL Report with Manny Navaro. After 40 years, the Big Cheese remains dedicated to serving the finest Italian dinners, pizza, pasta, subs, and salads. All of their pasta is imported from Italy and cooked fresh every day. Visit BigCheeseMiami.com. Now, let's find out who's the Big Cheese the Miami Hurricanes are working on with insider Manny Navaro.
All right. How you doing, my man? You arrived?
Made it. Left my house at 3:45 a.m. to get to Fort Lauderdale Airport and jump on a direct, the only direct that was available, by the way. And just got to my hotel here, the JW Camelback, which is beautiful. I got taken to my room in a golf cart. Treated like a king out here, baby.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you're staying at a JW, bro. I mean, those that athletic money is just flexing some athleticism there. Yeah.
Hey, this is the media. This is the media hotel, man. This is I'm just going where they send me.
Yeah, no, I get it. If it's catered, it's covered, and you're there. No, I totally understand it, bro. I totally understand it. I was talking about this before you came on. The exciting parts, there's many things that's exciting about this Canes run, but the revival of this whole thing, that we have like a group of 30-year-olds and under that they have no idea what a championship Canes team is. We have 40 years and under who experienced just one title in 2001. You know what I mean? And then you have old farts like myself that obviously have experienced all the titles and all that kind of stuff. But it's nice to see that there are going to be young people that are experiencing this for the first time. Hopefully they advance and they can win a title. That'd be really, really cool. And then adding insult to injury, for a lack of a better term, to all of this, they're doing it with something that they've never had, a lifer, somebody that you actually hired that there are no ulterior motives. There's no hidden agenda. They're not using you as a stepping stone. This is the one guy that you finally hired that actually found a home. And if he can be here till he, is set to retire himself, he'll do it. So there's a lot of things coming to a head here that are really, really cool besides the game itself.
Yeah, I mean, this is what the vision of the people who made the decisions to go out and spend this money to hire Mario and to bring him home had, right? It's coming to fruition. Their view was, we can bring stability to this program. We can bring a sense of commitment, not only for the players, but the fans, right? The people who have been wanting to see this program get serious about football. And you're not, like you said, hiring a coach or have hired a coach who is looking to leave, for the NFL or some other, job like Alabama or something like that. This is Mario's home. And so it's worked out in a lot of ways. And right now, they're 2 wins away from number 6. And, to do that in 4 years, I mean, that would exceed my expectations for sure.
Yeah. I mean, they're already exceeding expectations as it is. So that's a good thing. You're playing with house money, at this point. When I start looking at this matchup, obviously you got to worry about the quarterback and their weapons. They've got some weapons. But in the end, the one thing that I give the advantage to Miami is both at the line of scrimmage, offense and defense. I think Miami has the advantage here.
Yeah, without question, they're the more physical team on both sides of the line of scrimmage. Teams have been able to have some success running the ball against Ole Miss and putting up points. This Pete Golding defense has had cracks in it. The one thing that they do exceptionally well, obviously, is move the football with Trinidad Chambliss, who's a super dynamic quarterback, dual threat type of guy, and has only, I think, thrown 3 interceptions the whole season. So he doesn't make a lot of mistakes. And look, they won 13 games for a reason. They also have a really good offensive line. I will give them credit for that. Miami's number 1 in the country in terms of allowing the fewest pressures on their starting quarterback. Ole Miss is number 2. So they've done a good job protecting him and allowing him time to do what he needs to do. And so this is going to be a strength on string matchup in terms of Miami's defensive line against their offensive line and their running game. And the key to me is tempo. They want to play fast. They want to get you tired. And the one thing Miami has done is controlled the clock the first 2 rounds. They have been able to dictate the pace. And I think that's going to be pivotal to the game tomorrow night.
Yeah, I thought in the Ohio State game, the timeout that Mario used was freaking huge because they were on a roll and his defense was gas, bro. And they were breathing heavy. And I thought that timeout just was actually perfect, man. It was a really good call in the middle of that game. And I think if I remember correctly, after that timeout, they killed the drive.
They did.
I think they killed the drive. And so, there have been some moments where, you're like, okay, this is what you wanted to see, game day decisions. How are they? And they have been much, much better here, in the process. Obviously, don't forget, folks, our Caneswear post-game report goes live on Thursday night. What's called Manny will join us in the post-game show. So he'll have a live reaction from everything that went on in the game. So we'll talk about it. Hopefully we'll be talking about a win. And Manny, one of the things that we do on the Big Cheese segment is we talk about some recruiting.
Yeah.
And one of the points that I want to make, because we haven't seen Miami land a QB yet, and people are making commitments. And I kind of want to put a little bit of I kind of want to cool the engines for people out there. Miami is not at a point anymore where they need to go find the best quarterback that is available in the portal. They don't need a superstar to carry them, actually. The way Mario is building the team and the trenches, when you have enough time to smoke a cigar and you have, but it's true. And then on top of all of that, if you think about the recruiting class that's coming in, not that I'm big on recruits, that, but they did recruit a bunch of receivers. Yeah. So they are now improving all of their weapons. And you have to remember that Steve Walsh and Ken Dorsey, Walsh is my favorite quarterback of all time. And Walsh and Dorsey are some of the least talented quarterbacks you've ever had at the University of Miami. But their intelligence, their accuracy, their delivery. So that's one of the things that I kind of want to stress to people. Now, you tell me if I'm completely wrong here, but I don't feel like they have to necessarily get the best. It's great if they do, but I don't think they necessarily have to have the best quarterback. I just think they need a really solid facilitator in this offense. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think number one, for everybody who's panicked about all the quarterbacks that have entered the portal and committed somewhere else already, if you remember the last 2 quarterbacks Miami landed, Cam Ward and Carson Beck, they were late guys who were headed to the NFL.
That's right.
And pulled their names out. And so I think, not that I'm saying this is what's
you're telling me that we're getting the Alabama kid is what you're saying.
I'm saying maybe. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying maybe. Do the dominoes, right? I don't know.
Jets or Canes?
Yes.
Jets or Canes? Because personally, I got to tell you, I like, and I've told you this all year, I like the Alabama kid over the Oregon kid.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me. That's just me. I don't know how you stand on that, but I like the Alabama kid. And so, there was that story that Todd McShay came out that Moore and his people are saying like, yeah, no, we might go back to Oregon because we don't want to go to the Jets.
Yeah. I mean, look, these guys are making enough money now, certainly at $5-6 million to stay in college and wait for whatever they think is the right opportunity. So I'm very interested to see what happens. Obviously, Trinidad Chambliss, he needs a waiver to come back. If not, he's going to the NFL, right? Does that affect, who gets taken? And so there's a lot that still has to be resolved, is what my point is in terms of quarterbacks. And you saw what happened last night with this kid from Washington who had signed a contract to go back to Washington, Damon Williams, and now it looks like he's going to LSU. So it throws everything for a loop. And all I'm going to say to Miami fans is, when the carousel stops spinning, you're going to have a quarterback.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that. And again, I kind of want to tell people the way you're building a team. You know, by the way, this happens in the NFL. This is how you win with Trent Dilfer. This is how you win with Nick Foles. This is how you win with Jalen Hurts. These aren't great passers or anything like that. These aren't great quarterbacks, but you built teams that foundationally were so strong that all you needed was the guy to go facilitate. And to me, that's what Mario is building. What he used to play in. He used to play in the same thing.
This is an age-old conversation you and I have had. You win at the line of scrimmage. And look, Ahmad Moten's coming back next year. Justin Scott is going to be back. He's going to be a monster. This Marquise Lightfoot kid, Fletcher's, you're going to have him on offense. I'm just talking about defensive line.
I'm trying to help the quarterback out. Whoever comes goes, I got an NFL back in Fletcher. I got an NFL receiver in Malachi. I got a bunch of other young receivers coming in. Yeah, this is a good place for me. You know what I'm saying? I just think any quarterback is going to love playing here with that line and those weapons.
And they're going to add here, and there's some really talented, and again, there's guys that have just not played because they've got dudes in front of them, and they're dudes too. Like Mario's getting it back to that level where there's dudes upon dudes upon dudes, and that's how you win. That's how you win every single year, regardless if you've got a Steve Walsh or a Craig Erickson at quarterback. That's how you do it. So I think Miami is going to wait for the right quarterback. If the right quarterback is available, they take the right quarterback. If they don't, if the right guy is not available, then they might roll with what they've got here. But
Luke Nickel then gets the chance. But I think they want, I think it's what you've been talking about for the last year. They probably would like to get one more veteran and give Nickel another year of maturation. And then that way he's ready for 2 years of playing time and taking over at that point. That's what
and at this point, you can't sit around waiting. You just kind of just have to go, because guys are going to make their own decisions and leave whenever they want. You don't know who's going to come after somebody on your bench at any point. And so this thing is all about restocking the shelves year after year after year. And when you hit on a guy, you hit on a guy, and that's the guy. And that's the way you do it. It's the roster building that I think we all got accustomed to has gone out the window in a lot of ways, but where Miami has remained consistent to me, outside of the skill positions, because you could lose a receiver every year, you could lose a running back every year, you could lose a quarterback every single year, is Mario on the offensive defensive line, and that's why they're here. That's why they're here, because if you look at Alabama, what happened when Nick Saban left? Why did Alabama get their ass run out of the building by Indiana? Offensive and defensive line, just not what it was. Every team that's advanced to the semifinals can block and can get after the quarterback. Every single one of them.
Yeah.
So, and that's Mario's specialty, and that's what you and I have been saying for years.
Any injuries to be concerned about going into this game?
Well, certainly, you had Ahmad Moten get nicked up with the foot/ankle injury, and in the Cotton Bowl. He's listed as questionable. I know that people have seen video of him in practice this week. Damari Brown, had missed the previous game, missed the previous couple games. He's been trying to come back. And so I think both of those guys, question mark. But, they got good news as far as O.J. Frederick. He's not on the injury report. So that was a big sort of news flash. And then, look, this is game what? They're 12-2. This is game 15, bro. We have not ventured this deep before ever with a Miami roster, and I think you're so many bumps and bruises, man. Like, you don't know what anybody's really dealing with. But as far as who's listed, those are the guys that are listed, Damari and Ahmad, as questionable.
How storybook could this be if it ends up in Miami with Indiana and Miami playing for the national title, where where the local kid comes back and he's playing against the local team, University of Miami, that wasn't recruiting him, by the way, coming out of school. What a hell of a story that'll be if Miami and Indiana are able to advance.
It really would. And everybody's going to be asking me 1,000 times over, why didn't Miami get Fernando Mendoza, right? Leading up to that game, what happened? Why didn't Mario get his Columbus quarterback? Look, things worked out the way they did. I've mentioned to you before, Mendoza, his brother was already at Indiana. We know the story about his mother being ill, dealing with MS. And so I just think it was the best thing for him. And Miami, they thought they had a dude in Carson Beck, and look, he's taking him somewhere. So you can't.
Well, I mean, when somebody says, "Oh, you should have gotten him," I'm sorry, aren't they in the national championship game right now without him? Like, I'm sorry, I must have missed that. And by the way, was quarterback your problem last year, or was it defense? Like, when you mention that, it's like, yo, bro, let's enough with the silliness. I get it; he's a Miami kid and all of that, but it's Miami's fine, dude. A quarterback has not been their problem right now. You know what I'm saying? Great for Mendoza, but it's not like Mario, had two slouches at quarterback.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying?
But you know how our fan base
Mario
is.
had last year was the number 1 overall pick, right? I mean, I think, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
So I think he's done all right.
Yeah. Well, look, it'll be a phenomenal story, even if it's Oregon that pulls the upset. Mario facing his old team, but I'm rooting for the Indiana-Miami matchup. I think that would be just spectacular for my selfish storytelling purposes.
Are you picking Oregon or are you picking Indiana?
I picked Indiana and Miami to win this week.
Okay.
I got Indiana winning 27-17 and Miami 31-30.
Why will Miami win?
Defense when it matters, and I think the running game. I think they're going to be able to be a balanced offense against this Ole Miss machine. I mean, they can score points, and I think maybe it's not 31-30, maybe it's 31-24, but I just think Ole Miss is going to find a way to score points. Carson Beck is good too. I know everybody's been criticizing him. Hey, what's wrong with the offense? They're not doing enough. They're playing a ball control style because they're playing two elite defenses, in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. This round, they are not facing an elite defense. They're facing a team that gives up points, and you can have success against them. So you cut them loose this week.
Yeah, I think Malachi will have a big game this week. Actually, yeah, I can see that happening. And again, it was played the right way. The last 2 games, you were playing brutal freaking defenses. So I agree with you on that. And
the wins the first week.
Yeah. To me, I think the key in this game, you got to, and it's in every game, but because this guy takes care of the football, dude, you got to find a way to turn it over. You have to find a way to turn it over against this team, one way or another. I know he doesn't have a lot of them. Well, make sure he has one in this game. That's what I would try to do.
Big hits.
That would make a little bit of a difference, I think, in this game.
Kewan Lacey's shoulder, I think it's his left shoulder, he's got a brace on it. He's been playing banged up for several weeks now. He's an excellent running back, close to 1,500 yards this year. But I don't know how many people have gotten a really good lick on him yet in terms of with the football, with that injury and what that might do. So I think Miami will try to hit, stay in their lanes, not allow Trinidad Chambers to escape the pocket and force him to make throws. And I think if you do that, you win the game.
Let's hope so. Manny will join us on Thursday night live, baby, from the Cotton Bowl. Not the Cotton Bowl, the
Fiesta Bowl.
Fiesta Bowl. I'm sorry. And by the way, that's the other thing that we need. We need to see them get their first win in the Fiesta Bowl because they're 0-4, right?
That's correct. 0-4 all time here, and looking for their first dub. But it's a new generation, new time. It's time to start winning.
Yeah, I was confused with it because
you already got that one, huh?
The hats are already here at Caneswear, and so obviously. And remember, use our code BIG010. You will get 10% off. Follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navaro. Visit our friends at Big Cheese, BigCheeseMiami.com, 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue. You got to go check out the walls there at the Big Cheese. It's not just the great food, the amazing service, but the walls are it's like a Hurricane Hall of Fame, man, with all the memories there, autographs, all kinds of great pictures that you'll never see anywhere else except there. 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue. Pasta shipped from Italy, cooked fresh daily, and they serve family servings. So you are going to get full and you'll probably take some food home. BigCheeseMiami.com. Manny, enjoy Dallas, and we will catch up on Thursday night, my friend. Appreciate you.
I'm gonna go walk around this resort now and see if I find something interesting. Should be fun.
They gotta have. Did you bring your pickleball paddles?
I did not bring my paddles. I am gonna take a nap for sure. When you get up at 3:45, brother.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're hurting. Yeah, you're hurting.
I'm hurting, brother. I am hurting. But if Miami lands a quarterback,
there we go. A siesta at the fiesta.
That's what's going to be going on this afternoon, brother.
There you go. A siesta at the fiesta. Nice job by you. Huh? Oh, he's in Zona. I keep saying
That's
fiesta.
right.
I keep going. Yes, that's right.
It's hard to keep track. We're in
That's
a different city every week now with these guys.
Yeah. It all rolls into one for me. All right. Yeah. All right, Manny. We'll talk on Thursday night, my brother. Appreciate you.
I'll see you.
You got it. BigCheeseMiami.com.
You've been listening to the Big Cheese Miami Recruiting and NIL Report with Manny Navaro. At the Big Cheese Miami, they continue to purchase the same high-quality ingredients that the most expensive Italian restaurants use. The difference is they serve large portions at a family price. Visit the Big Cheese at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue in Miami. Call 305-662-6855 or go to thebigcheesemiami.com. Go Canes!
Did you see your girl, Nikki Bela? What she's doing? She's dating Cooper DeJean. She's 42. He's 22. The Cougar is hunting. Man. She's the one that didn't want to have kids, right? Or she wanted kids, but Cena didn't. Okay. And she's married, divorced, but she had a kid with the other guy? Okay. All right. Well, she got it out of her system and the baby too. Now she's with another baby. a 20 years her senior. That's amazing. I figured I'd wrap that with you since you're Mr. Wrestling. If you knew about that. Anyway, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, or Solana donation. You know, we're here at Caneswear, and remember, you can use our code Big O10 online or in person. And remember, online, if you order over $99, you will get free shipping. The other thing we like doing here at Caneswear is giving you a cruise of Caneswear. So give me 30 seconds, and I'm going to show you some of the stuff that they have here going on at Caneswear so you can check it out, and maybe you can purchase some of the stuff. Here we go.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
It's game day at Toyota of Hollywood. Our all-stars are here to give you our MVP experience. Join the fun and feast on discounts up to $4,500. Huddle up and score big on a 25 Corolla. Not $26,000, $17,988. It's a tailgate party you don't want to miss. So gobble up the savings at the #1 volume Toyota dealer. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
There we go. There we go. Here's a little Malachi Tony.
I see. I thought it looked cool.
There we go. You can also get it in orange. So you got it. National champion jackets. Look at that. Sweet. There you go. Look at the pants. You got the sweatshirts. You got the ibis. There you go. Look at the jackets up top. Classic Dolphin stuff. Even with the old logo, remember, bail on the whale. So get the original stuff, bro. Bail on the whale. Okay. There you go. There you go. And of course, if you love your Panthers, we've got all kinds of stuff from the Panthers. You want to get your own Stanley Cup, it's there. All kinds of stuff there on the walls. Look at all the stuff with the banners. More stuff over there. All right, check it out. Let's give you a look-see. More hats, by the way. All kinds of Canes hats. There's Canes hats galore everywhere, as you can see. They got so many different kinds of Canes hats. And there you go. Not bad. Pretty cool. Little baseball. Baseball has been very, very good to me. Look at the other Cane starters jackets. They got Heat stuff, Marlins, all kinds of stuff. Make sure you use our code, as always. Workout stuff for you workout fiends for the ladies. Of course, more hats. Okay, bro. Heat hats, Dolphin hats. Lots more, as you can see. Even Marlins. They even have Marlins. Oh, there you go. That's a cute one for the ladies, right there. Sean Stanley actually bought this one. He wears this one all the time. When he goes to games, he likes this one. A big fan of it. You guys can get it also. By the way, look at all the Panther hats here. More Panther hats for you. See? Ton of Panther hats. All kinds. Remember, Big O10. Save yourself 10%. There's so much here. You're unloading more boxes and stuff. I'll show you some of the Dolphin hats here, too. The bail on the whale there, unfortunately, but you know. And then you got a bunch of Heat hats. There you go. You can get the sign for your bar. Sneakers. If you're looking for any Cane sneakers, they've got them for you there. Some more options over there.
Yes, sir.
Can't buy Jack, by the way. Or Jack. Can't buy these guys. They're not for sale.
Priceless. I'm for sale always.
Stickers galore. And then see, there's more lights up there for your bar. lights. See, for the bar. By the way, they have the other teams too. See, Panthers, Heat, Inter Miami, even the Marlins, and then of course flags, sandals, sandals. I mean, they got almost anything and everything. You know, with the Canes logo on it. You want a little Panther hat? Got it for it. And then of course stuff for the kids, backpacks, all kinds of stuff. All right, signs for your home, your bar, sports room, some cups, all kinds of stuff. So there you go. You got all, I mean, it is endless. You can spend hours here and a ton of money because you'll like too many things. There'll be too many things. Like today, I bought this hat because it's just too nice. I needed a new hat. I had to mix it up a little bit. I only have like 4 or 5. So I had to improve some. All right. There we go. All right. Let's shut it down. All right. There we go. Appreciate you all out there as always. Thank you for the patience. Ooh, there we go. All right, what else do we have going on? The Dolphins don't need a superstar quarterback either. They just need to get better on the lines because they can run the football. The Dolphins could draft Carson third or fourth round. I right now I don't think this is an environment for a quarterback at this point in time. I'd get a veteran in the offseason. I'd try to kind of fix the team over the next 2 years because I have cap issues. Unless there's like somebody that I really like that falls to me and I can say, okay, I don't know if I'm necessarily convinced with Carson Beck at the next level, to be quite honest. So I don't know. That one I'd have to think of, and I have to see how this whole offseason develops and who's gone in free agency, what are the holes, and then that's a long conversation, and we need to know who the hell is coming in and what is going to happen. There's just a lot of stuff that you got to figure out. Let's see what else. She didn't want kids, so she dated one. Do they have some Inter Miami championship gear? They have pennants and stuff. Maybe they do. You know what you got to do? Go online, Caneswear. Maybe they have it. Maybe they have it in the clearance area. I don't know. I don't know. I know they have jerseys. Maybe. I didn't necessarily say I see championship stuff. But maybe it is. I just kind of overlooked it.
I got the pin last time, but there wasn't a lot like jersey wise as far as that goes.
All right, so check it out there online, or if you come on out here, but remember, use our code. Always use our code Big O10, so you can get 10% off. Let's see what else. True Fin Fan says, "How much better will recruiting be now?" Yeah, it's only going to get better and better now. I mean, beating Ohio State, that was a billboard that resonates everywhere. And now that you're in the semifinal, this is enormous for the University of Miami. I think who was it? True Fin Fan. I think I saw on there that he let me see, what is it that I think he put something along the lines. He goes, yeah, here it is. We can lose to Ole Miss. You can lose to Indiana. But this year, not only has it given us happiness, but the future's as bright as it's ever been. Nothing can kill this feeling. That's exactly it. That's how you should feel about this University of Miami season, because it wasn't feeling good with the losses. Okay, the SMU and the Louisville loss did not leave a good taste in our mouths, because we all know, as you see, beating Ohio State and Texas A&M, you should have won the ACC. You should have run the table and won. You know what I mean? So being pissed about those losses, it's very normal to be pissed off about the losses. But now you have achieved what you were supposed to achieve, and that is pretty cool. So we're headed in the right direction now. That's why I was telling you guys, for those, weeked off of, oh God, you're being negative. No, dude, I'm being real. Well, I see all these quarterbacks signing, and I get these DMs like, oh my God, UM's losing out. And I'm like, yo, relax, dude. Relax. Watch how they're building the teams now. They don't need to go have the greatest quarterback in the portal and all that. They just need a decent guy that knows how to get the ball to playmakers, and that's it. They don't have to have a superstar at quarterback right now because they're so strong in the trenches. Quarterbacks can literally smoke a cigar back there. It's ridiculous. I believe he was number one in the entire nation, or maybe number two in time of for throwing or whatever the hell it's called. I forgot the name of that stupid stat, but I think pretty much the entire season, the University of Miami offensive line was number one in college football in allowing its quarterbacks time to pass. That will give any quarterback that you recruit an opportunity to succeed. That will give any quarterback that you bring in an opportunity to win. Because that's what I saw from Ken Dorsey and Steve Walsh. They weren't going to beat you with athleticism. They weren't going to beat you with this killer arm or anything. No, they were going to beat you with their mind and their accuracy. But they needed some help. They needed you to have a running game. They needed to protect them because they weren't going to be athletes. They weren't going to wow you with any of that. Vinny Testaverde could wow you with some athleticism. He'd also disappoint you with a bunch of turnovers. You know? And he had all that. That is the most talented quarterback the University of Miami has ever had physically. Like he had more talent than even Jim Kelly physically. But he wasn't half the player Jim Kelly was. What do you got for me?
Clean pocket. He throws from a clean pocket on roughly 86% of his dropbacks.
Is that was that number one?
It doesn't have it just says elite, which ranks between 1 and 5. They didn't really.
I know them. I know that they were like number one most of the season. I don't know if they finished number one, but they were pretty much number one. If not, they're two. Put it that way.
He faces pressure on 16.4% of plays, the lowest in the FBS.
Right.
He has around 3.2 seconds average to first pressure.
Ridiculous. If you're going, and by the way, the what's it, Jackson Cantwell kid is coming from last year, and they recruited another guy this year, and they've got a couple of other monsters coming in. You're good. You're good. You're good. You know, don't panic. Okay, I'm being positive for you. I wonder why. Maybe because it's what it's called for. That's all. It's just being honest. That's all. It's not. I'm not trying to blow any smoke up your ass or anything. I'm trying to tell you they're in a really good spot. They don't need to go kill themselves after one quarterback. You know what I mean? Yes, sir.
I know they're in a good spot too, which helps, but I do wonder though too if it's one of those things to where, again, with the offensive line being what it is, you don't have to get a top line quarterback to pay on the NIL. Right. You got Malachi Tony, you're gonna have to take care of.
Oh yeah,
and
great point.
I'm wondering if they're like, all right, let's see what we can do, because he's not. I mean, I know receivers make at a certain point there, but I believe he's gonna.
Yeah, you're not paying
become one of
the
a higher
Arizona
paid
State kid was probably going to get.
Yeah,
you know,
it's just
right. So yeah, that is. I just think the way I read it, I don't think it's that bad of a situation, to be quite honest. And that's why I would tell you all out there that are panicking, don't hang in there, be a little patient. I think they got their shit together and they know exactly what to do. Let me get to a little music and entertainment. We always do it here on the show. Love doing it on the show. Let's go. Let's start off with musicians born on the 7th of January. All right, here we go. Aloe Black. He's fantastic, dude. Born in 1979. I need $1. Let's see who else. Celebrating birthdays today. Tom Simpson from Snow Patrol, born in 1972. Kathy Valentine from the Go-Go's, bassist, born in 1959. Kenny Loggins, born in 1948. And looks like that is Paul Revere from Paul Revere and the Red Raiders, born in 1937, died in 2014 at the age of 76. That is musicians born on this date. Let's go with other famous people born on the 7th. Remember, if I don't give you an age, that means they have passed away. Let's see. Actress Erin Gray, born in 1950, she's 76. Actor David Caruso, born in 56, he's 70. TV personality Katie Couric, born in 57, she's 69. Actor Nicolas Cage, born in 64, he's 62. Actor Sean Harris, born in 66, he's 60. Let's see who else. Actor Jeremy Renner, born in 71, he's 55. Actor Dustin Diamond, born in 77, rest in peace. Auto racer Lewis Hamilton, born in 85, he's 41. Actor Robert Sheehan, born in 88, he's 38. Lamar Jackson, born in 97, he is 29. And that is it. Sean Stanley, do you have wrestlers born on this date for us?
Yes, sir, we do. Yuto Nakashima is 29. Melanie Cruz is 39. Jack Gallagher turns 36. El Ligero is 41. Devil Musami turned 64. Chavo Guerrero Sr. was born on this date in 1949. Alicia Edwards turns 39. C.W. Anderson is 55, and AEW superstar Darby Allin turns 33 on January 7th, 2026.
All right. There you go. Let's move over to music history. What happened today on January 7th in music history? Well, Rock Around the Clock by Bill Haley and the Comets entered the UK charts for the first time in 55. In 71 on this date, Black Sabbath released Paranoid. It was their second studio album in the US. The album features the band's best-known signature songs, including the title track, Iron Man, and War Pigs. In 77, the Runaways released their second studio album, Queens of Noise. It features the singles Heartbeat, Queens of Noise, Neon Angels, On the Road to Ruin, and Midnight Music. In 80 on this date, In Through the Outdoor, the final Led Zeppelin album, was released before the death of drummer John Bonham. It went platinum. In 80, Foreigner's third album, Head Games, That's All I Get From You, was certified gold and platinum by the RIAA and later went on to sell 5 million albums in the U.S. alone. In 89, Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young peaked at number 16 on the Billboard 200 album chart with their reunion album, American Dream. In 94, Nirvana performed at the Seattle Center Arena, their final concert in the U.S. Interesting. Let's see who else. In 94 on this date, Oasis started recording their debut album, Definitely Maybe, at Monmouth Valley Studios in South Wales. The album marked the beginning of Oasis' success in America, selling over 1 million copies in the U.S. despite only peaking at number 58 on the Billboard 200. The album went on to sell 10 million copies worldwide and brought widespread critical acclaim. Let's see who else. In 2020 on this date, Neil Peart, drummer and lyricist for the Canadian rock band Rush, died from brain cancer at the age of 67. Peart placed at number 4 in Rolling Stone's list of all-time greatest drummers and was well known for his technical proficiency and animated live performances. He was known by fans by the nickname The Professor, and his lyrics for Rush addressed diverse subjects, including science fiction, fantasy, and philosophy. Across his lifetime, Peart wrote a total of 7 nonfiction books focused on his travels and personal stories. Let me see if there's any birthdays that were not on the list that I had earlier. No, it is not. That is what happened today in music history. There we go. You got something for me there? What you got? What you finna have?
The Marlins and the Cubs are finalizing a trade for pitcher Edward Cabrera. It looks like it's likely to involve top-tier pitching prospects going back
What?
and
What are we
player
doing? Getting a
prospects.
star or something?
Well, because Barry had put on the thing, it looks like it's not money-driven, but it's money-driven when you get rid of the guy that you're going to have to pay big money for, and you get prospects that are there. And then just recently,
It's just really the Marlins are just they're a disgrace, is what they are.
Alex Windley retweeted Tom Bogert. Sources: Inter Miami nearing a deal to acquire midfielder David Ayala from the Portland Timbers. Told $2 million cash trade. Ayala stays as U22 initiative. Not done, but close. Ayala was out of contract at the end of the season. Timbers tried to engage in new talks. Ayala did not want to go with it due to personal reasons.
All right. There you go. Good. That's what got us over the top. Once you got the old man out of the lineup, and then the two young guys were around Messi at the top, it was a completely different game. And it really opened it up. So, yeah, bro, please. I don't want him ever back.
I was going to say, maybe this is a hint to some Dolphins fans. He said, Gruden wants another job. That's a fact. I'd suit up with Gruden any day.
When you can. Like, seriously, like Darren Waller, bro. Like, how many times did he get injured this year? Wow. Yeah, I want nothing to do with Darren Waller. He's got talent. He can still play, but he can't stay healthy at all, dude. His body breaks down like it's, like it's paper mache. Johnny M says, why do college players even have to go to class? Be a student? No, seriously, making millions of dollars, you're a pro. They don't go to class, dude. A lot of them do stuff online, and this is all a joke, man. Give me a break. They're not like real student athletes. There are very few of those. There's a bunch of them they're just cashing in, dude. They're not going. Yeah, exactly. They're mercenaries. That's what they are. Yeah.
I remember a long time ago, and not to make, but I think it was Derek Rogers with the University of Alabama. This was during like one of the bowl games. They were like, Derek Rogers got a 4.0 in communications. They go to interview him, and he couldn't put a sentence together.
He couldn't communicate?
I was like, this guy's got a 4.0 in communication? No way.
They hand that shit out like it's nothing, man.
Is that why every school has like the broadcasting like degree so that they can just put
right?
Sports, you're gonna be an analyst.
There you go. Break it down. What else do we have here? Let's see, guys. Let's give Frankie a little slack. I live in a split home with some kids that went to UM and some that went to UF. We both have suffered. Yeah, Frankie can't get any
slack for Frankie. None whatsoever.
Frankie just
he's doing this to change his ways, to flip it. That's what he's trying to do, okay? He's not going for the Canes.
Yeah, he's got like an ibis in his house with pins on it and stuff.
The man owns a Louisville jersey, California jersey.
Right.
I mean, come on.
Right. UM's playing Stanford. He's wearing a Stanford jersey. So yeah, Frankie can't get a break. I'm sorry. We can't give him a break. He is a true hater of the Canes. A true hater. Green Lion says, great move by the Marlins. Sell high on an often injured guy coming off his best season. But either way, it's sell high because you're not going to pay him anyway. You know what I mean? It's not like you were trying to hang on to somebody you're going to pay. Eventually they didn't sell Sandy last year only because Sandy had not turned the corner yet. So they're like, yeah, we're not going to be able to maximize it. Whatever trade offers they had for Sandy last year was like, yeah, no, we're not good. So they're going to wait for Sandy to like go on a roll this year at one point, and where he's pitching well, and then they're going to move him, and they're going to get as much as they can. So, I get what you're saying about the player. You're right. He has had his injuries, and this is probably the time. But in general, they're going to do that with everybody. They're not going to be paid. They're never going to pay for a core of players here. Never. Yes, sir.
Alex Windley adds on because, MLS has those rules of if you sign so many people, whatever. This will now give Inter Miami 4 U22 initiative players under contract: Ayala, Segovia, Aviles, and Silvetti. As this stands, Miami will be unable to sign a third senior DP unless the team frees up a U22 spot.
Weren't we losing Silvetti?
I thought he was going alone, but apparently he's still there. Matteo Silvetti, right? That's the same Silvetti.
The kid on the left side.
Yeah. Apparently
and he played well, dude.
Apparently he hasn't gone over to loan yet or something, because Alex is still reporting that they have the 4 under contract right now.
I thought Silvetti, or was it the other kid on the other side?
Can they loan him and still be under contract in Miami? How does that work?
On loan. One of them was on loan, and like we had to return him. And I thought it was Silvetti, but I'm wrong. Whatever, doesn't matter. We'll find out. We're right around the corner from training camp, right?
Yeah, they're going on the tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, the championship tour.
Yeah. It's like we're right there already. Like we just won the title just a few months back.
They're taking
and remember the parade? Man, that was a lot of fun. That Inter Miami parade, huh? Remember all the interviews with all the players just like really embracing the town, and remember all those things? Huh? What a way to just run your team the wrong way over there. They do the stuff on the pitch right now, but all the other stuff is a mess. Yes, sir.
All right, so I guess on August 22nd, it was announced Silvetti had signed with Inter Miami through the 29 season.
Oh, okay.
With an option for a further year as part of their U22 initiative.
All right, cool.
So there.
All right, good.
And then also, the tour is going worldwide, right? Everybody's getting the tour except for us.
Always. So, Ocala Joe says, okay, I'm on board. Sorry, Frankie, no soup for you. That's it. That's how we got to treat Frankie. He's trying to be an infiltrator, trying to win us over, but at the same time, he's throwing us some Shango, he's throwing some black magic. Yeah, he's just trying to hurt us, and so we can't allow that. We can't let it slip. Anyway, we thank Brett, okay, and Jeff and Jack and everybody out here at Caneswear. As always, we thank Manny Navaro. We thank the great Sean Stanley. Appreciate all of you out there. If you hit the like button, thank you. If you haven't, please hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. And, of course, you can always make a donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. And, of course, support our amazing sponsors like Toyota of Hollywood, Acura of Pembroke Pines, All Year Cooling, Hialeah Park, BigCheeseMiami.com, Murias Dental, Subaru of Pembroke Pines, Fort Lauderdale United, EJD Construction, Welton Rheaume, R&M Contractors, Slomin's, Laser Eye Center of Miami, and, of course, our friends here at Caneswear. And we thank Brett and all the great people at Caneswear and all our great sponsors. Without them, we would be lost. Johnny M., I see the late super chat. Thank you, sir. If they do hire Harbaugh, what's your outlook? Oh, God, I would be very happy. Very, very. First of all, I'd be extremely shocked that he came here, but I would go crazy, of course. I told you I would love him here, but there's no chance he's coming here. It's just never going to happen because of our situation. But yeah, God, I would love it. It would be fantastic. Be the best coach we've had here in a long, 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 long time. But unfortunately, the Giants or Tennessee are going to get him. And then I think Stefanski goes to the other team that he doesn't go to. That's what I think ends up happening. Anyway, see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, by the way. Friday, we'll be at Acura Pembroke Pines. And then on Thursday night, we will also be on with our Caneswear Miami Hurricanes post-game show. That'll be on Thursday night. Y'all be good out there. See you tomorrow.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.